Welcome to Psychology Refresh. Today we're going to go over the 12 things that INFJs absolutely hate. Make sure to watch each one of them and find out which ones infuriate you. If you are an INFJ, advocate, counselor, personality type, you probably have a few things, behaviors, or patterns that you absolutely hate. The INFJ personality type is an individual who is often associated with idealistic optimism and integrity, but they aren't just idle dreamers. They take concrete steps to achieve their goals and make a lasting impact. However, even extremely idealistic INFJs, like every other personality type, have their limits. Although INFJs experience anger, they want to keep their emotions under control as much as possible. However, the INFJ is entirely okay with allowing justified anger to be expressed, especially in instances where they believe it is vital to get their point across. If you are an INFJ, find out if any of those things make you furious. Here are 12 things that INFJs absolutely hate. Number 1. Lies and deceit. No one likes being duped or deceived, but INFJs are particularly sensitive to it. They have strong gut hunches about when someone is lying to them or telling them a narrative that doesn't add up, since they can read people well. It's difficult to keep something hidden from an INFJ. They take pride in standing on the moral high ground, being as transparent as possible with others, and being a catalyst for good in the world. So it's more shocking when others do the exact opposite. Number 2. Boring small talks in social interactions. Small talk is the cornerstone of socializing, and many of us wouldn't know where to start without it. Small chat is understood by INFJs, and they are aware that it is an expected gesture when meeting new people, but they are not fond of it in any way. When they want to be, INFJs are amazing at small talk, but they seek a much deeper discourse that can't be had through awkward small talk. Because of their introverted intuition and extroverted feeling functions, INFJs can easily see behind the way individuals exhibit themselves in public, which makes small chat appear extremely phony to them because they can sense there's much more going on inside that person than they're portraying. INFJs will patiently wait for people to come around and show themselves, but they don't expect them to wait long if small talk is getting in the way. Number 3. Making others uncomfortable. It's generally accepted that you don't talk about money, politics, or religion in casual conversation. Topics that are commonly deemed off the table are rarely avoided by INFJs since they have the potential to spark interesting debates. However, if these things are brought up in a way that makes other people uncomfortable, the INFJ will get uncomfortable as well. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. Criticism. INFJs strive for perfection. They define themselves by their goals and their ability to attain them, and criticism from others, or even the thought of imperfection in general, is something this personality type despises. They are also extremely sensitive, so if you want to upset an INFJ, confront or criticize them and expect a strong response. While this perfectionist behavior can be beneficial in many respects, an INFJ will never do anything partially. Their pursuit of goals, whether reasonable or not, can lead them down a dangerous path if they aren't careful. In any case, if you want to criticize an INFJ, make sure you double-check your facts because they will be ready with their own. Number 5. Too much attention. INFJs are capable of holding their own in public, but they don't want to. People tend to gravitate toward them and offer them unwanted amounts of attention, despite the fact that they are not fans of it. This is because INFJs are persuasive and excellent at expressing their thoughts and feelings. Extroverts can allow the spotlight to shine a little too strongly for the INFJ's liking, therefore this type generally attracts extroverts who balance out their personalities. The bottom line is that you should never throw an INFJ a surprise party. Number 6. Not enough alone time. INFJs are true introverts who require a lot of alone time, while being mistaken for extroverts because of their strong interest in people. INFJs will grow agitated and weary if they don't have it. Everything will strain on their nerves, and they will lose their usually calm and understanding demeanor. They might even become harsh and critical. They'll eventually despise their lives, and they may even despise the person they've become as a result of the stress. Number 7. Constant chaos. Although most INFJs aim to live more spontaneously, this form of order and organization is an INFJ's way of psychologically preparing for what's to come when scenarios or circumstances are chaotic and unpredictable. When they're in an environment that is continually chaotic, this personality type isn't having a nice time, to say the least. Even if they hide it deep down, INFJs can't help but sense a persistent underlying degree of stress. In order to avoid confrontation, INFJs may become physically ill after lengthy periods of stress and conflict in a relationship. Although this personality type does not cope well with chaos, they tend to take on more than they should since they strive to find the positive in any situation or person before making a decision. Number 8. Having to compromise their values. INFJs are idealists with a unique perspective on life. They recognize that everything is linked to everything else in some way. Words, emotions, and deeds create a cascading effect that affects individuals beyond generations and geography. As a result, they frequently have strong opinions about how things should be, particularly in terms of culture, society, and humanity. INFJs will resent being compelled to compromise their strong moral convictions for the sake of a career or a relationship. Number 9. Insensitive and uncaring individuals. INFJs typically craft words with mindfulness and care. They keep their feelings bottled up. They are compassionate and empathetic, and they will not upset you in any manner. As a result, INFJs despise those who are just concerned with themselves. Someone who is nasty and inconsiderate irritates the INFJ. This really irritates them that some individuals can be so cruel and prejudiced when INFJs themselves can't help but care about others. However, while INFJs despise lack of compassion, they rarely despise the person. These empaths are always looking for the positive in people, their motivations, and even their background. Number 10. Bad listeners. Although INFJs have excellent listening skills and will give you the floor, they also demand to be given time to express themselves. They expect others to listen carefully because they are good listeners. However, many individuals do not make an effort to simply listen to what an INFJ has to say. INFJs may be cut off in the middle of a sentence or just ignored without obtaining any meaningful response. If others do this to an INFJ, they will obviously shut down. Number 11. Any form of conflict. INFJs despise confrontation. An INFJ doesn't feed the flames of heated debates, and they don't jump on the bandwagon just to prove you're wrong, especially when you are friends. They'd rather remain mute and listen closely than risk damaging connections. Harmony is more important to them than expressing their beliefs because of their extroverted feeling, which is concerned with outer feelings such as social harmony, unity, and consensus. It's not as if they're terrified of conflict. To defend their family and friends, the advocates should stand up and fight for any cause. In normal conditions, however, disagreements cause irritation and rage, which they would prefer to avoid. Number 12. Being misunderstood. INFJs are conflicted individuals. They are deep-down thinkers who make concrete judgments on people's choices. On the exterior, however, they are compassionate souls who would rather not speak about their strong beliefs in order to maintain social harmony. Isn't it perplexing? But there's something mysterious about INFJs that many people misunderstand. INFJs have a strong intuition and a logic overdrive. They notice what is said and unsaid. It's amazing how they know things without realizing it because they have such a sixth sense. However, not everyone is aware enough to pay attention to their cautions or comments. People misinterpret genuine care as assertiveness and judgment. INFJ's advice is sometimes ignored, and the result is a disconnection. It leaves them into a pitch-black hole, a sensation that most extroverted feelers despise and obsess about. This lack of understanding from others is one of the biggest things that INFJs absolutely hate. These videos will be really helpful for you.